Okay, y'all, I just got home from my hospital appointment and I wanted to give a little update. So it's Monday, March 10th, so that means it's been almost a week since I was discharged. I was discharged last Tuesday. And for reference, I had my bone marrow transplant on February 11th, so that means I'm on day 27. So it's been 27 days since I got my transplant. So at the beginning, they have you set up to go to the hospital like 3 times a week, pretty much every other day. And only a week in, I'm already moved down to 2 appointments a week. My numbers are doing so well, which it really just depends on that. So every time I come in, they draw my labs to check my blood levels, like my white blood cell count, my ANC, which are like the infection fighting cells out of your white blood cell count, my hematocrit, my red blood cells, platelets, all of that. And I'm so happy because my numbers are doing so well already. My new bone marrow is already producing everything on its own. So we're seeing an increase in my white blood cells, my red blood cells, and my platelets, which I'm super happy about because those usually come around later. And I was at 120 today, which is like, I haven't had platelets that high in I don't know how long. And at my last appointment, they had just moved to 55. So they grew a lot from Thursday to Monday, which is just amazing to me because again, they haven't been that high or growing that fast on their own in literally I don't know how long. I was so transfusion dependent, like needing to get platelets all the time. So I'm just really happy today and I just wanted to come and share. We printed out my counts so we can hang them on the fridge because I'm just so proud of them. And I'm just super happy everything's going really well. Even looking back, my dad and I were talking in the car today about my transplant. And even the nurses on my floor were saying how phenomenal I did as far as like side effects from chemo. Ignore my laundry, I need to put away, by the way. Anyways, a lot of people get super bad GI side effects and things like that. And I had such minimal compared to how bad it could have been. Like, I feel like everything went very, very, very smooth and like really good for the most part. Like me and my dad were talking, we expected it to be so much worse, me to be down bad, like just so many things to be way worse than they really were. A lot of people lose a lot of weight when they get chemo and things like that. I think just the weakness of like the GI effects, not being able to eat, like I did so well. I'm like at my same weight. I was able to eat for the most part. Don't get me wrong, it was hard at times, but I really stayed on myself to try my best, even if it was just like drinking protein shakes or things like that. And my GI side effects were just nowhere near as bad as they could have been. Like, I'm just so happy my body tolerated everything very well. And now I'm home and my new bone marrow is doing exactly what it needs to do. My counts are going up, honestly, a lot faster than we expected. Like, I just could not be happier. I feel like normal life and being able to go out and do things and like everything is seriously right around the corner. Like, I couldn't be happier. So I really wanted to come on and share because I'm just super excited today. Now at this point, it's pretty much just watching out for graft versus host disease, which is something you can get after transplant. Graft versus host side effects are typically like rashes on your skin, things like that, GI effects. So at this point, we're pretty much just watching out for that. But with how smooth everything's going, I don't want to jinx it, but hopefully I'll be okay in that realm as well. But yeah, I just feel very happy and blessed that everything's going so smoothly so far. I have the best support system, even the strangers on here that now follow and support me. Like, I literally love y'all so much. Friends, family, like, I just could not be more grateful. So grateful that I had a 10 out of 10 match for a donor. Transplant went so smooth. I was able to receive the healthcare that I did. Just feeling very grateful. Me and my dad were also talking in the car about how this would be so easy for me to look at all this, like, why me? Like, why did this happen to me? This, you know, all the negative ways I could be looking at it. But there's so much positive in the world, so much to be grateful for. Sure, it's been a really rough year and not necessarily ideal and like what I would have picked for myself, but there really is a lesson and a reason in everything that happens. And the kind of person I've become, the people I've met through this, the experiences I've had, I would have never had any of that if this didn't happen. I feel like I've matured literally so much. I have a different outlook and a different perspective on life that I simply would not have had if I didn't go through all of this. And you know, I'd hope I'd be as great of a person if I went through this or not, but I truly do feel like going through all of this has set me up to become somebody even better than I would have been if I didn't go through it. And I didn't learn all the things and experience all the things that I have, good and bad, through all of this. Sorry I'm blabbing so much. I just am feeling really happy, grateful today. So happy about my counts, and I just wanted to share.